Okay.
And we've lived. How long? When did you move to Fort Lauderdale? Like
Where?
what year did you move to Fort Lauderdale?
77.
77?
I've been in Florida a long time.
Yeah.
But we were in California a few months back.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we took 4 years. We toured the whole country.
Oh,
We've
wow.
been all over the place.
Wow.
So we came home. We don't live in Fort Lauderdale anymore. We live in the Villages.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah, I have.
But we live there now. And we came home in September.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been sitting home for a couple of months. And we said, well, let's take the rig out and come down here. So we've been here before.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want firewood, I'll tell you where you can get all the firewood you can handle. Free.
Yeah.
You staying for a long time here?
We're leaving on Tuesday. We're full-time RVers.
Oh,
Yeah.
You used to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So how did you like being a full-time RVer?
Well, like
Well,
I said,
we were only sort of full timers because we were on a 4-year trip and we did loops, and we kept our little house. But we liked it a lot. We extended a 3-year trip to a 4-year trip.
we've been all over the country.
Yeah?
I mean,
And now
46
in,
of the 50 states.
Oh, wow.
In May, we're going to North Carolina in the mountains for 6 months.
Oh.
But we probably won't stay put for 6 months. I want to go up to Maine. I haven't been to Acadia National Park.
Yeah, we've been there. It's really nice. I like
Where
it.
did you stay?
Moody Beach and Narrows 1 and Narrows 2. Because they're all
Yeah.
Thousand Trails.
Yeah.
So,
The Narrows, aren't they Trails Collection? Encore?
yeah, they're an Encore. Right. Right.
Well, go ahead, interview me. I'll answer your questions.
Okay. So, what made you want to start to be an RVer?
Well, I've been a boater most of my life.
Yeah?
Some of our friends went into RVing, and we were talking about it because we had a boat, and we decided, well, let's try it and see how we like it. So we got rid of the boat and bought a travel trailer. And we started off with the travel trailer, and after a year or so, we were having a good time, enjoying ourselves. So we got rid of the travel trailer and bought a fifth wheel. And then we decided to go full time after a year or so with the fifth wheel, and we did. But then we realized that fifth wheel was really not set up for full time. It was okay for a long weekend, a week here, a week there, but not full time. So we got rid of that fifth wheel. It was a 30-footer, and we bought a 35-footer, which is perfect for 2 people. Not too big, not too small. I can get it to any campground I want. You see some of these people that have 40 or 42-foot fifth wheels, and most of the parks are older, and they can't accommodate them. They're just too big, or they have limited amount of space that they can fit in. So we bought a 35, perfect for us. If we need to have a guest, we have a hide-a-bed that folds out, very comfortable. And you know, if we have a guest, we had a grandchild once, and my daughter came once.
Mm.
But plus, I didn't want to drag that 40-footer all over the country.
Yeah.
That's why we got the 35,
Yeah.
which we still have.
Yeah.
And so we had a good time.
Yeah.
We've been there, done that. You name the park, we've been there. You name the place, we've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as California, God bless you, you can keep it. Lousy roads, heavy traffic, high gas prices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Scenery, fantastic. But everything else, God bless you.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Right.
I'll keep Florida and the bugs and the gators anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of gators, tell my friends about, should I be scared of gators walking by them?
Well, first of all, you wouldn't walk 3 feet away from them. It's just like any other wild animal. You don't walk up to a wild animal and start petting the thing. You would stay a safe distance, 20 feet, 30 feet, whatever, just like any other wild animal. You leave them alone, they leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you went down there and stuck your hand in his mouth, I'm sure he'd bite you. But you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Although you do keep your dogs away from them. They will eat dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, in all the years I've been in Florida, there's only been 2 instances that I really had a problem, if you want to call it a problem. And one of them was one day I took a walk. We were in a brand new neighborhood, and I saw this, what I thought was a log laying across the sidewalk, and it turned out to be an alligator.
Oh my goodness.
So you know what I did? I turned around and walked the other way.
Oh my
No
gosh.
problem.
Oh.
And then one time, excuse me, we went to Shark Valley out on I was telling you before, Tamiami Trail, and we had our bicycles. And we get about 5 or 6 miles out, and there's this big 12, 13-foot gator laying across the road with a fish in his mouth.
Oh my goodness.
So we can't get past him. He's got the
Well, we stopped.
Yeah, we stopped, but he's got the pathway blocked. So I took my bicycle and I put it in between me and the gator, and I went up close to him and I started yelling at him. And the gator looked at me with his fish in his mouth, ran off the pathway back into the water, and I told her, "Come on, let's go, let's go." We jumped on our bikes and went.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
In all the
that's,
years I've been here, that's it.
wow. So when you were full-time RVing, what was your domicile?
We have a mail forwarding address.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good Sam in Crestview, Florida.
Oh, okay. Good Sam's though, right?
Yeah. And,
Good Sam mail forwarding.
all our mail goes there, and then they send me an email telling me I have mail. They show me what it is. They will open it and scan it if I want them to, so I can read it without taking delivery.
Right.
And if I don't want it, they'll shred it. If I do want it, I tell them where I'm at, and they mail it to us.
But we still own a house in the Villages.
Yeah.
So we still own a house.
But you have before you had that house, you were full time?
No,
No.
we
You
were full time with the first fifth wheel.
okay.
But we
We've
still
always
own a
had
house.
a house. We downsized houses,
Okay.
and we rented out in the seasonal rental program. in
Oh,
the
okay.
Villages. But
Paid for
it's
most of our
still,
expenses.
It's still really our official address,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
We still have the
So
house.
we're still Florida residents.
I've been a Florida resident, like I said, a long time.
For-
since
since-
1977.
77.
Right, like we're living in our house now.
Uh-huh.
We just came out for a week because we hadn't been anywhere in a while.
We actually bought the house about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
The smaller one.
the new smaller one, we downsized.
Mm-hmm.
We set it up to rent. We were in there for 4 or 5 days or whatever. Then we hit the road. So when we came back this past September, we actually moved in to our house that we've never lived in,
Oh my gosh.
other than a few days here and there over the last 4
We
years.
stayed in it occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not for any length of time. We never moved in.
Wow.
We sort of visited the house.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time we came back to Florida in the wintertime, we'd go to the doctor and the dentist and all that kind of stuff. The house was occupied, so we couldn't go there. Although we did drive by and wave a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wave to the house.
Yeah.
But, so we actually moved in our new house in September.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Yeah. So, do you have any? What's your best memory of being on the road?
Well, she likes one thing and I like another.
Okay.
We went to New Mexico, the Hot Air Balloon Festival, which I thought was unbelievable. I mean, that was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it, had a good time. If you've never been there, you need to go.
Okay.
I mean, we were sitting in a chair, and the balloon was right there
Mm-hmm.
on the ground, and they were inflating it, and you watch them inflate it and get it in the air. It was just unique, plus all the different styles and colors and shapes and whatever. But that's not what my wife has another thing that she liked better.
Okay.
Well, of all the places we've been, my favorite was Dinosaur National Monument in Vernal, Utah. Have you been there? In the early 1900s, whomever was finding the dinosaur bones, digging them out and taking them to the museums, when they found this place, they took out a lot of them, but they left a huge hillside full of dinosaur bones. And they're there as a result of flooding in ancient times. So the bones are from all periods and all kind of dinosaurs. And they were all there. And they left them there. And they built the building around them.
Oh,
And you can go and see. I like natural history and things like
oh,
that.
that's pretty cool.
That was the most spectacular thing of all the places we've been.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, what's the worst?
Oh, I can tell you the worst. To me, the worst was La Brea Tar Pits in L.A.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever been there.
no.
I mean, what it was is a pit of tar where they were digging dinosaur bones out of it. Actually, there was a few of them, but it was disappointing to me anyway.
Yeah.
So you walked around, you looked at this big pond, if you will, of tar. Oh, okay, and that's it. You know. We also went to Plymouth, saw Plymouth Rock. Well, how long can you look at a rock?
I know.
I mean, it's a rock.
That was us.
But we've been there. We got bragging rights. But being back in L.A., we were staying at a campground that was 37 miles away from the La Brea Tar Pits. It took us 2.5 hours
Wow.
to drive that 37 miles.
Wow.
God bless America. God bless L.A. I hope all those people stay there. They can keep it. Unbelievable traffic. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy traffic. How about you? What's the worst?
Nobody ever
Well,
asked us that.
I really couldn't call anything the worst. The most, I do all the planning and navigating, and I had never been out west before we did this trip, and so I was, the elevation in California, the extreme changes in elevation and the weather change that came with it, I really wasn't prepared for it at first. So we were in Palm Springs, and we went up to the 1,000 Trails at Idlewild. There was snow on the ground. I wasn't prepared for that. We weren't prepared for that at all, but we dealt with it. But I learned a lot about the altitudes out west and Rocky Mountains, because I'd never traveled out there driving and
Yeah.
RVing before. So
Right.
that was the biggest adjustment that I had to make. But I learned, and
Yeah.
we learned to deal with it, and
Yeah.
you know, we went all around.
Oh, that's cool.
We went to Death Valley. I mean, we've been all over the place.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. And, you don't realize how big this country is till you start driving around.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, and we only made a dent in, a dent in the bucket.
Right.
I mean, there's probably so much more to look at, but